Hello, today we're going to look at how to debug in Quantlab. And we're going to have a short example and I go through. So we have started by writing a little function to debug. It's a very simple one. We're going to loop from 1 to 100 and we're going to get a random number and we're going to add those to a vector. And then from the vector, we're going to find all the numbers greater than 0.95 and then we're going to return the vector. So this code, it already compiles. We have checked that. So now we can attach this to a table, insert table, and then we can drag the function there and we can test it. So we see that it works. And now we want to debug this code. So how do we start with this? First of all, we need to switch the Quantlab into debug mode. So in Tools, Debug, we get a recompiled Quantlab that keeps its debug settings, so we can view the variables. And now we can add breakpoints to the code. So let's add a breakpoint to the start of this code by like so. And then to initialize the debugging session, we recalc. So we initialize this function that we're using, and we can see that it stops at the breakpoint that we're at. So now, how do we view the variables? First, you can use the mouse over, and you can see that we have an empty vector of numbers, no object. The second way to do this is to view, debug, and variables. And then you get a list of variables in the same way as in the other debugging environment. And the last way to do this is to press Control-I or debug immediate window. And in this immediate window, you can write code as we go along. So we can view that V has no object. So let's step on and see how this works. So you have debug and you have the usual controls, step over, step into. So let's work with this. We can step into the loop and we get out and we can follow the pointer. And you see down here the variables are changing. And we can stop somewhere and we can view the expression that we have. And in the expression window, you have the possibility to interact with the variables. So we can write multiply by 100 and see the result of this in the immediate window. And we can even reset the variables here by passing them to a variable. So the expression window is very powerful on viewing the variables and also interacting with the variables as we go through the code. And we can also, let's move forward to go into the libraries in the case when the libraries are written in Qlang. So let's press F5 and then go step into. And this function, find, is written in the Qlang library. So we get it opens and we can step then through the library function and see how this works. We're going to finish this off by looking at two other options on debugging or sending out warnings. And first, we can see that we can interact with what we call the warnings window, the runtime environment. And you can send your own messages to the warning system. So let's write a row like this, a log message, a log warning, and then the string that we want to log. And we compile, and we can see that we get the warning in the warnings window. So if something happens, you can send out your own warnings. It's also possible to interact with the system's event logger. So you can look at the function browser and you can see under logging you have event log information, or how to pass information to the event log on your system. So you have options on how to interact on a more system way. You can also see under the process status that you can get plenty of system performance into your logging if you need for more deep logging info. And that's about it for today. Thank you very much.